Lately, Resident Evil Requiem has become one of the most anticipated games among fans of the series, especially after Capcom released an extended demo to a number of YouTubers and journalists, allowing them to try it for around 3 hours. And after closely following that demo and paying attention to all the details that were shown, I was able to form a very clear impression of the gameplay style, the characters, and the overall atmosphere that Requiem is trying to deliver. So here's a full summary of my impressions, and let's get started. A fine line between action and survival horror. It's clear that Resident Evil Requiem is walking a very thin line between the direct action that the series became known for in entries like Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6, and the heavier, more methodical survival horror that longtime fans have always loved. And most importantly, this comes with the strong return of Leon Kennedy. To be honest, before watching the demo, there was a lot of concern about whether Capcom could really deliver a cohesive experience that balances Leon with the new protagonist, Grace, especially since Grace seems extremely vulnerable compared to Leon. The idea of switching between two very different gameplay styles like this was risky, especially since we all remember how the series once leaned too far into action. But after watching the demo footage, it became clear that Capcom didn't just succeed, they actually delivered something deeper than just a simple mix of old elements. A new game for the 30th anniversary era. Resident Evil is entering the year where the franchise celebrates its 30th anniversary. With such a long history full of mainline games and spin-offs, the series has tried almost everything: fixed cameras, dynamic cameras, first-person, third-person, solo gameplay, co-op, fast action, slow horror, stealth. So the big question is, how will Requiem stand out? And based on the demo, the answer seems to be a smart blend between returning to the franchise's roots while also introducing new mechanics. And thankfully, the core foundations of Resident Evil are strongly present here. The graphics are excellent, the details are sharp, the gore is intense, the character models look fantastic, the weapons and controls feel satisfying, the puzzles are varied, and the sound design and music perfectly support the horror atmosphere. Add to that strong voice acting, engaging cinematics, and a story full of mystery and secrets. 2 characters, 2 perspectives. The game also reminds you a bit of older dual character setups because you follow 2 protagonists, Leon and Grace. You switch between them, but their stories don't run side by side the entire time. They intersect at certain moments, but both are trapped inside a massive medical care facility called Rhodes Hill. They share the same enemies, the same puzzles, and the same environment, meaning that what happens with one character can affect the other, such as unlocking areas or clearing threats. Grace Ashcroft, true survival horror. Let's talk about Grace Ashcroft. She represents the true survival horror side of the game, and this is extremely clear in the demo. The moment the focus shifts to her, the action disappears completely, and suddenly you feel like you're back in Resident Evil 7, except this time inside a clean, cold, white mansion-like facility. Grace is weak. She's not built for direct combat. Her gameplay is entirely based on survival horror. She uses small pistols that she finds around the area, but her combat ability is very limited compared to Leon. Her ammo is scarce, her weapons are restricted, and she can't carry many items, which makes her core playstyle centered around stealth, careful exploration, and escaping danger rather than confronting enemies head-on. Exploration and progression. Her main objective in the demo was escaping the facility by collecting 3 gems. This forces her to explore both the east and west wings, constantly backtracking through previously visited areas using keycards and accessories that gradually open up the map. For Grace, zombies are a real threat. They're faster than expected, and worse, corpses can return even stronger through a transformation to blister heads, a modern evolution of the classic Crimson Heads. Luckily, Grace has a new tool, the hemolytic injector. It allows her to collect contaminated material from the environment and turn it into a lethal injection that prevents enemies from reviving or enables stealth attacks. Crafting is back on a larger scale, letting Grace create ammo and healing items, but her weakness is still noticeable, especially since she can't even push enemies away unless she wastes multiple shots. Now let's move on to Leon Kennedy, and in my opinion, he's the most important character in the entire franchise. Leon represents the action side of the game, and the demo makes that obvious. The moment gameplay switches to him, you instantly feel the spirit of Resident Evil 4 Remake, but with upgrades fitting for a veteran fighter. Leon has a full arsenal. Handguns, rifles, grenades, axes. He can carry more equipment. He's more aggressive than ever, and he even has a brutal combat axe that he uses with no mercy. He can throw environmental axes, perform new finishing moves, and even unleash a powerful spinning kick straight into a zombie's face. And of course, the chainsaw is back, and this time, Leon isn't afraid of it anymore. Now, Leon is the chainsaw. He literally tears through monsters, and it's everything fans have wanted for years. Leon can also force open doors that Grace can't, and in the demo, he fights waves of enemies, battles massive bosses, destabilizes them with gunfire, then finishes them off with brutal axe strikes. Multiple stalkers, not just one. The series has always been known for iconic stalkers like Mr. X and Nemesis, but in Requiem, we don't just have one stalker, we have 3 or 4. All of them are massive. The most noticeable one is a gigantic blob-like monster called Chunk. This creature crashes through walls and slowly patrols hallways, stairs, and doors, completely filling the space. You can't just run away, you have to outsmart it using level design and distractions. And the safe rooms are designed logically. It's not just that light hurts it, it literally can't fit through the doorway because of its size, making safe rooms truly safe. Zombies with personality and humor. For the first time, zombies aren't just random enemies, they actually feel like characters. One zombie in the bar area sings dramatically before noticing you. Others are recovering patients, still pushing IV stands that turn into weapons when they get aggressive. And one enemy obsessively turns the lights on and off while you explore with Grace. Every corner can bring horror, comedy, or both. The best part of the demo. The coolest part is that later you return as Leon to the same areas that felt terrifying with Grace. With Grace, Chunk is pure fear and escape. With Leon, Chunk becomes a heavy-action boss fight, explosive shots, axe strikes, and an intense, balanced battle. Grace sees Chunk as a stalker. Leon sees Chunk as a target. Final thoughts. To sum it all up, Resident Evil Requiem looks like one of the smartest experiences Capcom has ever created. Strong action with Leon, deep survival horror with Grace, multiple stalkers instead of one, zombies with personality and humor, a great balance between fear and fun. This doesn't feel like a simple mix, it feels like a genuinely new experience. With the game releasing on February 27th, let me know in the comments, will you play in first person or third person? And what do you think about having Leon and Grace as the main heroes? Is this the right direction for the 9th entry? Or would you rather see other characters like Chris or Ethan Winters? I'm waiting for your thoughts. And of course, we'll be uploading a full walkthrough on the channel. If you're a fan of the series, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything new. See you soon.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, can't make coast collide. Hold tight.